So we see Goku like capturing the Oracle fish because it needs to get like an injection of vitamins because apparently it's been having insomnia. And according to Whis, the Oracle fish suffering from a lack of sleep is a bad omen for the future. It seems like this sequence right here is pretty important because the bad omen for the future is essentially going to be revealed at the end of this chapter with what the Oracle fish tells the audience. But we'll come back to that because now Goku and Whis are going to spar and we see Goku go immediately into Mastered Ultra Instinct and he like jumps up into the sky and then splits himself into clones. And this is pretty cool to see because for like the longest time, Goku hasn't really fought like this. He's usually pretty straightforward in his approach. It's pretty interesting to see him like try to mimic Whis' style. And of course, this just has no effect on Whis and he immediately sees through it and just dominates Goku. But then going back to what I was saying about mimicking, Whis says, copying me won't get you so far. You must develop your own style. But while they're sparring, Vegeta is talking to Beerus, and Beerus reveals that Whis is always in the state of Ultra Instinct. And this makes sense, right? I mean, like Goku has to turn it on like how he does with Super Saiyan, but we've always seen Whis just always ready at all times. But going further, Whis says, I have a greater command over Ultra Instinct than Beerus, and in turn, the Grand Priest's Ultra Instinct is even more accurate than my own. What I mean to say is that you have at least that much more room to train and grow. So I'm pretty sure this is laying out the future of Goku's training and progression in power. He's eventually going to have to get to the point of where he is always in Mastered Ultra Instinct. And yes, this is very similar to the build up to the Cell games. That's kind of the training that Goku and Gohan were doing, like they were just always in Super Saiyan. But the comparisons here for Beerus, Whis, and the Grand Priest, you could take this for what you will. This could mean that Goku might eventually reach an angel state of power and even higher than that possibly, considering whatever the Grand Priest truly is. Or we could just take it for face value. Whis is literally saying here, I'm just showing you that you have that much more room to grow. And yeah, I guess it would be awesome if Goku eventually did reach the point of where he competitively can fight against Whis or maybe even defeat him. At the same time, I guess the stakes would no longer exist at that point, right? If Goku can become as strong as an angel, then who could realistically challenge him besides another angel or the Grand Priest? I mean, the stakes are already kind of flimsy at this point in the story, considering that Beerus and Whis are always there on the backup, and just Goku being at Mastered Ultra Instinct in the first place really makes it difficult for other people to just come out of nowhere with no like pre-established backstory or lore or anything like that. You know what I mean? I mean, there's only so many times you can like bring somebody like Jiren into the story, if that makes sense. But I guess it's like 50-50 at this point if Goku or whoever else even achieves that level of power. Maybe, maybe not. But going back to Beerus and Vegeta, Beerus asks Vegeta if he wants to learn Ultra Instinct, and Vegeta's like, nah, I'll just surpass Kakarot another way. But then Beerus reveals that apparently Ultra Instinct isn't the only technique of the gods, and that it's just the specialties of the angels. And then of course Vegeta asks Beerus to teach him that, and Beerus is like, nah, I'm not a teacher. And he's like, I'm just gonna go exercise to wake myself up. But if you see anything you want, feel free to steal it. So I guess this is Beerus's way of teaching Vegeta, but not actually like training him. He's kind of just going to perform the technique, the thing that he was talking about, I suppose. And then Vegeta is just going to have to learn it from observing him, I guess. Now, what is Beerus talking about here? Not really sure. This might be something new that has just suddenly been sprung on the story, or maybe it could be what Toppo was doing in the Tournament of Power, because like Toppo was a candidate for the God of Destruction. So it's possible that Belmod maybe gave Toppo insight into this ability, maybe. But in the end, this is just gonna be an analog to Ultra Instinct. Just that one thing that can keep Vegeta, you know, neck and neck with Goku, not surpassing him, of course, but not being left too far behind, kind of the way that Blue Evolution was. But anyway, we're gonna shift to the other storyline being told in this chapter, and that's the one surrounding Granola. Granola's like sleeping on his ship, and he's having this nightmare of a memory of the Saiyans and like their ape forms, like destroying his planet, I guess. And this like wakes him up, and we find out that Granola, you know, hates Frieza, hates what he's done, and hates the Saiyans by proxy because, you know, they were being used by Frieza. But then Granola arrives at like this asteroid base that's controlled by this group named the Heaters. And Granola brings 7-3 to the leader of the Heaters by the name of Elect. It turns out that this was just a bounty job for Granola, and that his goal here was just to get money. And Elect reveals that his goal for getting 7-3 isn't to like make an army or military power or anything like that, but what he ultimately wants is more information. He says dominating others with military might is a relic of the past. These days, power comes in the form of money and intel. and intel is exactly what's packed inside of this thing. And then he reveals to Granola that Frieza has been revived and is stronger than ever. Before this point, Granola just assumed that Frieza was dead. Then Granola gets real heated and starts demanding that Elec tells him where Frieza is. And then seeing this as like an act of aggression, Elec's henchman Gas, the little like Kid Buu looking dude, just completely dominates Granola. And then it's like revealed by Elec that this guy Gas is like his strongest subordinate, or maybe just even the strongest guy that they know. So we don't really fully understand how strong he is truly, like in relation to like Goku and them, because we don't really have any frames of reference yet, because we don't even really know how strong Granola is. But that brings us to the next little statement here, because Elec is asked why he even told Granola about Frieza in the first place. And he says, our friend Granola has gotten pretty strong and the power has gone to his head. We'd be in hot water if he ever got stronger than you, Gas. And then Maki says, stronger than Gas even? Not possible. So what does that mean? I don't know. And then Elec says, you see, Frieza's gonna ice the guy for us. And this is weird to me because like, couldn't have Gas just killed him right there? Why do they need Frieza to do it? But anyway, Elec is like, I'm fired up to see what's inside of 7-3. Soon we'll have what we need, the exact location of Zuno, the ultimate intel broker. So I guess this is like his ultimate goal. Zuno is that guy that Bulma and Jaco went to get information about the Super Dragon Balls. Zuno like somehow knows like everything, or almost everything. Like he even knew all of the information about the Super Dragon Balls. So what are they going to ask Zuno about? I don't know. Maybe about the Dragon Balls, maybe about the Super Dragon Balls. Whatever it is, maybe it has something to tie into 7-3. But anyway, as Granola is flying back to Planet Cereal, he's stopped by this random dude that we saw back on the Heaters like base, and the guy's trying to get his bounty from him. And Granola makes short work of this dude, and it's revealed that the Cerealians, the race that Granola is, have right eyes that are especially adapted to sniping, and Granola's abilities are cut above the rest. So them revealing it like this is probably important, and it's going to be maybe a big aspect of Granola's abilities going further. But now that Granola knows that Frieza is alive, he's going to try to take his revenge on him. And he says, to avenge the Cerealians I've lost, I'll have to grow stronger than anyone. And after he says this, it cuts back to the Oracle Fish who's still sleeping, and he says, Universe 7, balance shifting, the strongest warrior in the universe will soon rise up. So this ties back to earlier with why I was talking about with the Oracle Fish having insomnia, because it's like a bad omen, and I guess this is all tying together here. And considering that this is happening right after Granola says, I'll have to grow stronger than anyone, I assume that Granola is eventually going to become the strongest in Universe 7. So what does that mean exactly? Well, probably stronger than Goku, but does that also mean stronger than Beerus? Because I guess he might be considered a warrior in Universe 7 as well. Not really sure, but at the minimum stronger than Goku, meaning that he'll be stronger than Mastered Ultra Instinct somehow. Well, it's unknown at this point. Maybe he undergoes some kind of crazy training, some kind of augmentation, or it has to do with 7-3. Maybe he gets 7-3 and then fuses his collected data and power into himself, and then he gains all of the abilities that Beerus had, maybe something like that. I mean, in order to get to the level of Ultra Instinct Goku, and seemingly quickly, there's gonna be some form of trickery, I suppose. But yeah, let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments. Where do you think things are headed? But if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.